introduce our second speaker, who's joining us from one of my favourite cities in the whole wide world, which is Istanbul, and I can't wait to go back when we're allowed back on planes again. So I'd like to introduce Rana Özşeker. Rana is a change management lead, cultural change coach, diversity, equity and inclusion project designer, startup mentor, investor, board member and keynote speaker. And she's also an all-round fabulous woman, as well as doing all of these things. Rana believes in the power of women, and she mentors many via the Shari Blair Foundation for Women, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the Turkish Women International Network and Professional Women Network. She worked for Girls 20 in the 2016 G20 Summit to prepare a report about the economical, cultural and educational barriers in Turkey for girls between the ages of 16 to 22. She established the mentoring system of Turkish Women International Network, a Turkish social venture established to support underprivileged young women, Professional Women Network Istanbul, and Aya Women Investment Platform. Rana, good morning and welcome, and we are so looking forward to hearing your words of wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you, Katie. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, I'm really happy, and I'm honored to be here with you on this very meaningful day. And thanks, Rania, for the amazing speech. And I know that COVID brought sadness and fear to the world and a new understanding of vulnerability for all of us. But still, I do believe there is a good in every evil. And the fact that I can reach out to you right now from the comfort of my home is the great evidence of that, to my understanding. And I'm really grateful to the technological improvement that allows me to be part of this event together with these wonderful women from all around the world. Well, the theme this year is choose to challenge. So what I did is to ask myself what I did choose to challenge in my life. And believe me, I came out so many rules, norms, bias that I had difficulty in choosing one. So I've decided to choose the most important challenge, the most important experience of my life that changed it totally. So I chose to challenge the idea, the very bias that I have to live in an either or world. I have always refused the idea to be either stay at home and be a good mom, or work long hours and to be a successful businesswoman. I refuse to be either a nice, polite person and valued by the society, or be assertive and speak up for myself and for the ones who cannot speak for themselves. I refuse to choose between my analytical, logical side and the compassionate and loving Rana. So, well, I had a waking call. You know, I was not always like that. I was not always a rebel. I was not always opposed to choosing. But while I was working for Procter & Gamble Turkey as accounting manager, I was desperately wanted to be successful. I look around and I noticed that most of the women executives were working hard. They were doing overtimes. And I saw them as role model, and I started working so hard, so long hours, that I have not seen my daughter's first step. I have not heard her first word. And I will be very frank, but I know nothing about her first 2 years. And I was not aware what I was missing. So thank God she was more intelligent than me even at 2. And she found out a way to tell me that something is wrong. The first thing she did is to stop smiling. Can you imagine a baby, a girl, 2 years old, and never smiling at all? And then she got sick. So when we go to the hospital, the doctors told me that there is nothing wrong physically. So that was just her cry for help, her way of telling me that she needed her mom. And so I've started to question what I was doing. And after a period, of what I can call enlightenment, I chose to challenge the society's, the business world rule, and my family's rule that forces me to choose between my social roles. This was the first, but not the last time. Many times followed that. My whole life, I opposed to choose. I'm happy with my social roles. I'm a woman. I'm a daughter. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a teacher. So I don't need to choose between them. What I need to do is to manage them. And to manage that, I have few hints, and I'm going to share it with you. So first thing that is really important to me is to be aware that life is a balance of giving and receiving. If you don't believe, just look at your body right now. You inhale and you exhale. You cannot choose between them. You need both. You need that balance which is specific to yourself. We all know that most famous bit of ancient advice inscribed on the temple of Apollo at Delphi, know thyself. So I would suggest you to give time to understand your values, your needs, your passion, be aware of your longings. And if you give yourself that time to explore your inner strengths, you will notice that the process will be easier. And don't miss that balance too. You should be aware of what you are willing to give and what you really want in return. So the balance is subjective to all of us. My second tip is asking the right question. We are living in a quantum era, and we know that Schrödinger's cat is both alive and dead at the same time. So I can't be both, why shall I choose? So I definitely refuse that. And I believe that the hint is asking the right question. As Ursula Le Guin said, there are no right answers to wrong question, and I definitely believe in that. So the question is not which one should I choose, but the right question is how can I be both of them? So open your mind. So just, try to find more innovative ways. Try to find yourself, working with new rules. So then maybe we can find the answer of how I can spend time for my kid and to continue working and be successful in both of my roles.
Okay.
And lately, the last one of my tip is that we need to understand the people around us. People may have different beliefs, different perspectives, different value systems. And we should make certain that we do know the culture of the society, of our community. We do need to understand where they are in Maslow's needs of hierarchy. What are their priorities, the core values? And then, once we understood, then we can go and decide how to build that bridge accordingly. There will always be people around us who are afraid of the upcoming change, who are happy with the status quo. But if we can write the story in such a way that touches many people, man or woman, young or old, then we can also have supporters. In my opinion, one of the most important skills one has to have today is storytelling. We have to tell them what is in it for them. Show them the benefit, because there's always at least one. We just need to look closer with an open mind, devoid of prejudices. So then, what we need to do is rewrite the story with the new perspective and remember what's not important. What is important is not what we say, but how we say it. So you may be surprised with results. There are more to say, but I know that many amazing speakers are waiting for their turn, so I will stop here. But before I go, I want to leave you with a few lines of my favorite poem. I love Pablo Neruda, and I love Die Slowly. So, just a few lines. He who slowly destroys his own self-esteem, who does not allow himself to be helped, who spends day on end complaining about his own bad luck, about the rain that never stops, dies slowly.
Mm-hmm.
He who becomes the slave of habit, who follows the same routes every day, who never changes pace, who does not risk and change the color of his clothes, who does not speak and does not experience, dies slowly. He or she who does not turn things topsy-turvy, who is unhappy at work, who does not risk certainty for uncertainty to thus follow a dream, those who do not forego sound advice, at least once in their lives, die slowly. Let's live to the fullest. I'm not ready to die. Thank you.
Thank you, Rana. That was amazing, as I knew it would be, and incredibly inspirational. Thank you. And what a way to end your talk. And bless you for your words of wisdom.